Good morning, it's Caroline Stevens, Seeking the Truth. Wow, it feels like we're speaking to the nation now because we've got so many people at home, I guess, watching, well, hopefully watching, and we're going live on Facebook and we're also filming on Zoom. Today I've got Alex from the Czech Republic. You'll remember that Alex and I have done quite a few shows last week and we've been talking about viruses. And we're actually going to recap on the coronavirus, but in relation to something called a coronavirus bond. Now, this isn't something that anybody has sent me details of as yet. So hopefully this discussion will be new to you as it is going to be new for me. Because whilst everybody is distracted by the virus and sending films round of toilet rolls and other such things, we should be focusing very seriously on what is really going on. We were talking off air, Alex and myself, about the virus and the Illuminati. I know I did a show last night and interviewed somebody else, and there seems to be this suggestion that this isn't an engineered virus. Well, the Illuminati have actually put out a notice to say, yes, it is an engineered virus. So, over to you, Alex. Good morning. It's beautifully sunny here. Not a bad day at all. How's things with you?
Yeah, it's wonderful morning here also. It's almost lunch here. And yesterday it was no chemtrails, and today, not today either. So we are going to talk about chemtrails in the afternoon. So they are probably busy, the military, with other things. So they are leaving us with beautiful, beautiful skies. So it's like a dream.
Yes, well, we've got some. Well, it's partly white over here, actually. But anyway, so we're looking at this bond. What's all this about? And where did you see the article? We're talking about von der Leyen, aren't we, in the EU?
Yes, I saw the article today in the morning that the European Union zone could be saved by Corona bonds. It's like their name of it, and that in the end of previous week, Ursula von der Leyen have got the idea. I wonder from whom, who gave her the idea.
Yeah, they're still puppets after all, aren't they?
Yeah, and because we were talking about Corona, a crown on head of somebody who maybe some says that he calls him, or they call him emperor already. so it's funny. But Ursula von der Leyen was in June 2019 at the Bilderberg Group, and we have papers that from 2013 and 2014 especially, that Christine Lagarde, who was the former head of IMF, who has now...
Actually, can I just say, Christine Lagarde was had to go to court, didn't she, for allegations at the IMF, but she was absolved. Is that correct?
Yeah, nothing happened to, but 2014, the documentation, I believe, that is on the internet, there is that she was in the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group, Christine Lagarde. And also there was a Bilderberg Group meeting in your country year before. 2014 was in Copenhagen in Denmark. And the year 2013
was Watford.
It was in Watford in your country. And I know that some, for example, UK column was there, and they found a sign on the wall after the meeting, and the words were unleashing the power of our unified platform on financial markets. And also the Prime Minister of Sweden, the current Prime Minister of Sweden, was there. He wasn't elected yet. He was elected the year after elected. Swedish Prime Minister, and the former Prime Minister Carl Bildt of Sweden was there also as a finance minister. I believe he was foreign minister, and finance minister was there also of Sweden. And this Carl Bildt, who was once Prime Minister, he is, I believe, he's a part of these 300. This Roman.
The Committee of 300.
Yes, I believe so.
So this is the Bilderberger Conference in 2014. And
in Watford was
2013, yes.
And the current Prime Minister of Sweden, who was elected 2014, was there. So you know that they elect these people. But the name was like unleashing the power of our unified platform on financial markets. It sounds to me that they wanted to attack us and suck the money. And we have been fighting, many of us, against them. And now what's happening with this virus that they have spread, they have informed us that they have done it. So on the YouTube, and now they can do like anything against us. Now they would have Corona bonds. The Italians are for that, of course. The Prime Minister, who is behaving as an Illuminati person, he is flashing devil horns, and you see many times like these satanic signs and numbers.
Which Prime Minister? Our Prime Minister?
No, Italian Prime Minister is for the bonds, Corona bonds.
Right, can you explain what these Corona bonds are all about then, please?
Well, they say that they are talking, reminding us about Marshall Plan after World War II. So they want to they are talking in these terms, Marshall Plan. They say that European Central Bank could pay 750 billion euro, which put in these Corona bonds. And what it would be, I believe it would lead that the public assets would go over again to the banks and bankers and the Illuminati families again. And I know that here in this state, Czech Republic, like the last year, it's very much the government are for public-private partnership, which if somebody has seen videos with John Veon, or please watch it, it's a few videos, few minutes, John Veon, that...
John V.
V-E-O-N, I believe. I can put link.
Right, okay, John Veon. So when actually, before you go on about the partnership, of course, we in the UK have had Boris Johnson already committing the country to this sort of partnership in relation to HS2.
And I know from others that you have a lot of hospitals, if I understand it well, already in hands of privatized. Here it's not so many yet. People has worked against it, some good politicians, but of course, they have one of them is now in prison for something completely else. These fake
charges. They're looking for
charges.
something to
Yeah.
bring the people down who speak out, the whistleblowers.
Yes, and also that it's like one after the other. When one case is not so hot any longer, they found another one, and some popular person or a judge. One times it can be a politician. It's a singer, somebody known. So it's like when one is finished, so next one and next one and next one. So it's like false, like next one. So we don't get it that we are busy in our minds with this, so that we cannot focus what is the real problem, what we could do about it, and so. So, but these Corona bonds, they say that the European commissioner who has to do with economy, he's Italian, Paolo Gentiloni, that he is for it. It would be some kind of European stabilization mechanism.
A stabilization mechanism to stabilize Europe. That tells me all I need to know, that they are anticipating a crisis, a crash. They're telling us this.
Yes, and the Spanish Prime Minister is also for that. So I believe all this was planned long before. And we have talked about the film, the short film, animated film, iPad Code 2, which is from 2012. And it's for the Illuminati, it's a lot of hidden information that they are showing us. It's about the coming of the one-word leader, the tyrant, that we call Antichrist. The film is about his coming. In the end, it ends with destruction of pyramids of Giza that they are planning. But there is also in one sequence is that they are planning the Brexit. You see on the mouth of a Brexit, and that he says Brexit, and in the same time you see crash of markets, World War III, and right after that you see like fireworks in China, like China New Year. And they say that it represents also these fireworks images, that it represents coronavirus. So they have been planning it at least 2012, all this with this economic crash. And now we are supposed to look up to Ursula von der Leyen and Christine Lagarde and consider them as somebody who represents me. No, they are my enemies, and I want the best for the children. And now the line should also, I believe that the hundreds of millions people, Europeans and others, should understand that they have crossed the line, that now they are so visible that they have done all this. And I have also documentation, and I have a documentation that this the summer 2019, I have contacted police, and police even in Czech, somewhere, not Bohemia, where I am now, far away from here, in Czech Republic, like far away in Czech Republic, Moravia. I contacted them per telephone and said, there is a man who on the internet is threatening with, for example, take down pyramids of Giza, but also with attack against Czech Republic. He says on YouTube channel that he hates Czech and Slovaks. that they will be exterminated, that the country will be like a dead zone. Nobody would ever hear the name again, and that the people will be exterminated practically. And so I contacted them. They sent some police from here to my home instead of doing something. I'm saying he is there in Olomouc. It's a town there. This same guy that I asked them to arrest is the one with Czech accent who is informing that they have spread the coronavirus with the intention to collapse the economy, our global economy, that the coronavirus is developed in a laboratory, that it wasn't spread by any animals but by injection. It's on the internet. He is there on a video, which means that if you understand what we are talking about criminality, so for us in EU countries and all countries, I have a card in my hand that nobody else actually has.
You've got a what in your head?
This man,
yes,
is on a picture, in a video, moving, speaking with Czech dialect.
Yes.
In the summer. And then after that, he comes with this information. And also, before that, he says that he is a student of the Vatican. He goes with...
a student of the Vatican? Oh, is he a Jesuit then? Because remember, I'm just going to interrupt now, if you don't mind. Remember, when I started on the Truth movement a couple of years ago, having been in politics and other things, when I came into that movement, I met somebody who said that the big plan was for the Jesuits to take back all the property and all the land and everything, all our possessions. So the fact that this man has come from the Vatican...
well, he says that he was one of the students of Vatican, and he walks, sometimes he has a jacket with Maltese cross, Illuminati sign.
That's like, it looks like an umbrella. Is that the umbrella you sometimes talk about, the Maltese cross?
Now I show for them who can see...
when we upload it to from Zoom.
But,
the Maltese cross, yes. Oh, the Maltese... What's that cross then on the Swiss... you've got the Swiss flag. You didn't... Was that just going... That's not a Maltese cross, is it? On the Swiss flag, is it?
It's a cross. But for those who cannot see it now, so it's like 4 arrows, Maltese cross, many people have seen.
Yes.
4 arrows, and the arrows means evil, power, pride, destruction. And so he has on him this Illuminati sign, and it's summer 2019. They haven't arrested him. But what I want to say after that, he says that it wasn't his computer, and his channel. But after that, I saw on his computer Antarctica and then United States. It was his computer, which means that he published videos on another channel. He says that it's not his channel, but it was his face and everything. So, and he is expert in IT, very skilled, as I understand. So, in that moment, when I saw Antarctica and after that United States, I was thinking this man works for NATO and has a diplomatic passport. It was what I was thinking. So if it is the case that it's NATO, then NATO is involved in that case. There is a real possibility, and I suspect that it could be so that NATO, that we could found out that NATO is involved. In that case, we could shut down NATO, and also that to find the links and documentation. Who are these people? And now on MSN.com, I have read just 1 hour ago or half an hour ago that a racist extremist group, including neo-Nazis and other white supremacists, that they want to spread this novel coronavirus to cops and Jews, according to FBI from New York. Here I have a man who has a Czech accent that they could have picked directly. He is not neo-Nazi, he is Nazi. And they can now say that anybody of us, and you hear again Jews, I mean, always discard with Jews. And the real Jews, they are victims. But the other one, Satanists, who are hiding behind, whether it's Jews or Christians or people of Islam, we should understand
the differences.
The core of the problem. Satanists who destroy, do false flags, destroy environment, and the rest of us who work, like, let's say, God creator or just follow the law. So people who follow the law, whether for you is that the creator has created this beautiful planet and that it's natural that we will have this beautiful sky without chemtrails. So it's according to the law. So if you are atheist and for you are following the law that you are not going to destroy environment, or if you believe in God and say God has created it so it's perfect as it is, it's good as it is, compared to these rebels who are not following the law, destroy, do attacks and all kind of illegal activities and satanic activities. So
they basically, that's why they've set up political parties over the years, why they set up football teams, so that we fight amongst ourselves so strongly, because we think we are all right, don't we? We think our opinions are more important than other people's opinions, and they've divided us. I mean, when I started, analysing the fact that I was going to people's doorsteps and saying, this is our manifesto, it's you're telling other people, but it just didn't seem right somehow. But that's what they've done. But anyway, so the coronavirus bond, you see, the big banks, they're running out of money, aren't they? The European Central Bank, Deutsche Bank. I mean, they've been printing money like, they call it quantitative easing. It basically means they're just printing money or just adding zeros on a computer. So we don't, and even if you had backed it all with gold, there is not enough gold in the world to actually back up all the money. So now they're looking for a new fiscal system using coronavirus bonds. And that's also on top of, we've got the Bank of England report here in the UK, where they want to digitise the currencies, but that anybody who's involved in cryptocurrency, it could mean that they're going to try to eradicate existing cryptocurrencies. It could mean because they want to impose their own currency.
Yeah, they want to impose RFID chip, total control, and I believe that what we could do this next 3 weeks to go through all the fields, like school system, they there we have wasted money for indoctrination of wrong things. It has cost a lot. Somebody should pay back for the disinformation. The media, you have paid for journalists for their education, and what have you got back? Not what the Illuminati have got back. What they have got free, like free educated journalists that now work for them. They have never paid for anything. They are just like parasites. And military intelligence. What these FBI from New York are coming here with, that somebody is making some threats, when they have here a man in Czech Republic that they could pick up directly if they would like to. And all these crimes that they are, it's not only chemtrails, it's not only false flags, it's not only what are they having there inside these military bases. Maybe we would find really creepy things, really illegal things, because they, what you can see that they are like one corporation, these intelligence officers, against us, attacking us.
So in actual fact, where people have been thinking that it's going to be our military that saves us, in fact it could be the military that tries to destroy the British people.
Yes, and they are in a plot together, international. And I don't know if you have seen the testimony of Kay Griggs from United States. Its name is something like Illuminati Wife Tells All. She was married, I believe, second time to a general in NATO. And she told about that these people, these men, they are married, but also that they have homosexual orgies, a lot of criminality like false flags, terrorism. Then he also beat her, I believe, and she was afraid for her life. She was threatened, and so it's Illuminati Wife Tells All. Kay Griggs. It's quite telling what. And if you go back in 1930s, the U.S. General Smedley Butler, who said that he worked for the corporations, like, not for the people. He was the one that uncovered a plot against the people in United States. They wanted to do plot like Nazi plot, really, something like that. And it was the father of George Walker Bush that was somehow involved also in this overthrowing of government. So there is a lot of information. Also, I know from Fritz Springmeier that when he was young and would has started in military, West Point military school in the United States, that the normal would be that the good guys get promotion, and it was the opposite. So they have picked not so good people for the inhabitants. And like since we have been in NATO, also the evil that I see here, it's unbelievable.
So how shall we finish this show off then? The coronavirus bond. Are we actually saying that people are going to be in a position that they're going to want to borrow money against this corona bond? Are they going to be handing in their houses for the Corona bond? How do you actually know how this is going to materialise?
I believe that it would start with the public, like schools, streets, or like public property first. But that they can spread this coronavirus so much that we would lose practically everything. And then RFID chips, and they were talking about 7-year plan to exterminate 7 billion people and how they will do it. They are so reckless. This is not any longer a state here, and not in Sweden, that is functioning so that the people who live there work together. It's not the case. So we should do something now, so that we get back, each single of us get back money as compensation for the attempted murder, and also what we have got in our bodies, the poisons, without our consent, and all the development of genocidal methods that we have been paying in all wrongdoings, and no loans. Also, we should turn the tables properly altogether now. Also, this time we should turn the table together properly, because this is too much documented, too
much evidence. They cannot refute all the evidence. That's the thing, isn't it? Not too
much, but we have so much evidence that they are planning to kill us, that they are as a one state or one group. So if we say what rules are going to be for us all accepted, that we will remove all their property, because they are really heading towards to kill us and enslave us, take everything.
Absolutely.
We have to do it now.
It's trying to, for us, for me in the UK, I feel it's my role to highlight the problems within our own government, the way that these MPs have got vested interests in our demise. So that's what I'm focusing at the moment, showing people what they're planning. You see, Satan, the dark side, works. It's like a two-edged sword, isn't it? They use words like herd immunity, and people just accept it. But if you analyse, they're talking about us being cattle. We're goyim to them. So it's shining a light on all these soft, cuddly words. Might sound, oh yes, it goes in one ear, maybe out the other. But what they are actually saying, and it's everything, it can be read in two ways, because that's what politics is about. Politics is about many, many lies. So they say one thing, mean another. Oh, we have to have a trade deal. Okay, do we? No, we don't. We don't have a trade deal with China. And these trade deals will, if you look, the devil is always in the detail. They want us to have more people moving into this country. Well, I don't think the mood of this country is going to be a welcoming mood now for more and more people coming into this country, because only last year we produced 61% of our own food. So I would suggest people look at home and look at what they would eat normally for the day, and then remove half of it and start living on half, and see, for many people, we do not eat twice as much as we need. So, I'm just hoping that people are beginning to realise that what the government is doing. They've planned for this. They're talking about now, a friend of a friend says they have got rationing books being printed as we speak. Now, I mean, you know, you and I are far too young to remember what rationing was like after World War II. In the Bible, it says in Revelations, there will be a final battle, a final war. We are in it, people. This is, what is it, quiet weapons for silent wars. It's not, you know, B-52 bombers over our heads anymore. It's a totally different war. And that's why, to some extent, it's been misleading when people have been talking about military action. Because the action, primarily, has been the virus. And also, and other things. But, you know, that's one thing. 5G will be another killer. So let's wrap this up, because we're going to do another show this afternoon. Hopefully we will go we'll go live about 1 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about chemtrails. In the meantime, if you'd like to have a look at Alexandra JB's YouTube channel, From Illusion to Reality, and then you'll get an idea on what she looks like, because at the minute we still haven't got the films up apart from this Facebook live feed. So, anything else, Alex?
No, that we have to find out some rules quite quickly how we can take care of our water, our the air, fresh air, and also about our money for ourselves, and start to produce local food very quickly this season already, so that we will not be in this situation that they take control of us, so that we wouldn't even have food and water. And so it's good that we know this corona bombs, what they are up to, so that we can start to handle the situation for us, good for us, so that the situation get better for us.
Yeah,
instead.
Absolutely. I mean, forewarned is forearmed, and there's no point in people panicking. We're not speaking here today in authority to panic people. We're speaking here today in authority to empower the people. So this isn't to scare you, because united we stand, divided we fall. Yesterday I put up a Psalm 23 on my timeline, and I spoke to a Facebook friend later on, who I regard now as a friend, if you're watching. She had spoken to somebody that you couldn't see earlier on in the day, and he spoke to her and quoted the words from Psalm 23. This is very real. We must have some faith in our lives. We have to have a foundation. Otherwise we'll just be all over the place. So please read Psalm 23. Please have a look at Alexandra JB's YouTube channel. And we'll see you this afternoon around 1 o'clock. And we'll be talking about chemical trails.
Thank you. I definitely will read the Psalm 23. I just want to say that in this film, little short film, animated, iPad Go to, the Psalm 23 is actually mentioned. It's there.
Wow. Okay, gosh, that's made me go a bit funny now. I'll see you this afternoon, everybody. It's Caroline Stevens, Seeking the Truth. Start preaching the gospel. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye. Caroline.